Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez.
And I'm Kevin Friel. We'd like to remind you right at the top that the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website. Log on at www.town.barnstable.ma.us.
The Barnstable Municipal Airport Commission, at their meeting on December 15th, took significant votes on the terminal expansion project and the airport's budget for fiscal year 2011. But before we get to that, we begin with a portion of the Finance Subcommittee's report, which contained a recommendation to increase the passenger facility charge, or PFC, proposed earlier this year to help pay for capital improvements. Here's Commission Vice Chair Donald McGathlin.
But we felt it was a consensus, or both of the members that were there, Ron and myself, felt that we should consider increasing the PFC to $2. It's presently $1. So we are going to hold a hearing so that the airlines can come and speak their piece on that, but obviously they certainly aren't going to be in favor of that. And we will vote on it at that time, and that will be on the next commission agenda in January to increase the PFC from $1 to $2. And the reason for the increase is the need to finance the terminal and the access road and other CIP projects.
After that, the long-awaited airport terminal expansion and access road projects cleared another hurdle as the Commission cast a vote on the completed design plans.
Okay, the next item under new business is the approval of the ACOM terminal design plans. Before this is introduced, Bud, since we've made some changes at the Terminal Building Committee this afternoon, shouldn't we change the dates that are on this? Bid packages will be due on or about,
Yes.
shouldn't we change that to February 15th?
Yes. And we'll give you some revised dates. The bid packages would be due
January
on or about January 29th.
Oh, okay.
And the rest of it, I think, would be the same. There's no other changes to that other than that.
All right. Would Commissioner O'Brien want to read this motion?
BMA 1209-101, approval of the AECOM 100% terminal design plans and Jacobs Engineering 100% access road design plans. Motion to approve the 100% complete design plan submitted by AECOM for the new terminal construction project and the Jacobs Engineering 100% access road design plans, and to direct the airport manager to issue the respective bid packages. Bid packages will be due on or about January 29th, 2010, with all bids to remain sealed for 120 days until on or about May 15th. That doesn't change?
No.
No, that stays the same. May 15th, 2010. Sponsored Terminal Building Ad Hoc Committee.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay. Second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Negative? It's a vote, 6-0.
And just for good measure, the Commission also approved the airport's fiscal 2011 operating budget. But before they did so, Airport Manager Bud Briald gave a brief explanation on how he formulated this year's figure.
What would the revenue side too?
I started with the revenue worksheet, which is this two-pager. I think you have one side, back side. It's a revenue worksheet. And essentially on the second page, you'll see that we're looking at an FY 2010 current fiscal year budget revenue shortfall of about $210,000 from what we had submitted on the FY 2010 municipal budget. That's in taking into consideration a reduction in fuel purchases and taking into consideration other things that we've done during the fiscal year to try to reduce our costs, to get down as low as possible. It's my understanding from discussions with the budget director and the finance director that state law has been amended, so I do not need to go back in before the town council to request an additional appropriation to fund that shortfall. The shortfall will roll over and will be automatically taken from our enterprise reserve fund to cover that shortfall at the end of the fiscal year. However, that being said, I have to amend the budget to meet the Department of Revenue regulations that I have to account for that shortfall in my next year's budget, which is what we've done. And the far right column, where I projected my revenues for 2011, became the base upon which we started to work to create the budget. And we modified a couple of those numbers today. The item number 421020, airline landing fee, was reduced from a projected revenue of $430,000 down to $340,000. And we modified 421130, vehicle parking, from $560,000 down to $530,000. That was the reduction. We had started out with about a little over $116,000 surplus. Pretty much wiped out the surplus, and we'll make a minor $3,000 modification to the budget to meet the revised total that you just approved or just voted on, I believe, or had the motion to vote on. And then more detail. You have these large spreadsheets. If you wanted to go through it, you can see on a line item by line item basis what we've done to reduce our budget. And essentially, we've dropped the budget over $1 million from $6.6 million last year to $5.5 this year. Next year, 2011. The big ticket items were fuel, my reduction in our fuel sales, but also by a huge reduction in fuel purchases, and a bunch of other smaller things that I can be happy to answer any questions you might have on in that regard. I've also passed out to you tonight the draft budget that would go into the budget manual. It looks like this. It's a 5-page document, some of which will be updated by the town when it's put together by the town. I don't have those information. I also passed out to you 3 service priority packages this year. One is for $15,000 to increase personnel overtime, and 2 of the items were for capital equipment, operating capital, I should say, equipment and systems, for a total of $82,000, which we have added into the budget. And so we feel that it's doable by doing that. And I believe that should cover it.
That wraps up the Airport Commission's regular meetings for 2009, but there are other boards and committees still at work this week. Let's take a look at the list of upcoming meetings. On Wednesday, December 16th at 7 o'clock, the Highness Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission meets in the Selectmen's Conference Room. At 7:30, the Shellfish Committee meets at the MEA office on Finney's Lane. Then on Thursday, December 17th at 7 o'clock, the Town Council has a meeting in the Town Hall hearing room.
That's all the time we have for now. For Kevin Friel, I'm Nick Cortez. We'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.